Hi, I'm Sam from Studypool, and today I'll be giving a quick introductory look at Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Things Fall Apart follows the tragic fall of Achebe's main protagonist, Okonkwo, a fairly influential member of the Igbo society in Lower Nigeria. Inspired and driven by a disdain of his father's apparent cowardice and weakness, Okonkwo rises to become an influential and financially stable member of the Igbo community. This distaste for his father's personality also gives rise to Okonkwo valuing masculinity and manliness above all other things. However, this in turn also leads to a strict and dominating control over his family. A series of tragic events leads to the eventual banishment of Okonkwo from the Igbo community, and he's forced to return to his mother's native area. During 7 years in banishment, Okonkwo gradually learns of the increasing influential threat that the European colonists and missionaries present to the Igbo way of life. Eventually, he returns to his community and is shocked to discover these wholesale changes. And enraged by cultural infringements, he sparks a chain of events that will eventually lead to his death. A big theme in the book is the idea of tradition versus change. This is such an important theme because it directly affects the main character, Okonkwo. His sense of self-worth is directly tied to his traditional standing in the community, and he finds the European religions and political ways of doing things as being unmanly, and as such will take no part in them. The villagers are also intrigued by change and the benefits that it will bring them. However, through European influence, the traditional ways of cooking, farming and building are all under threat and could soon disappear. As touched on previously, masculinity is another extremely important theme in Things Fall Apart. Okonkwo is shaped by the negative views that he has of his father, a man who was perceived to be weak, poor and unmanly. Indeed, at one point he is referred to as an agbala, a local word for a woman. Okonkwo's hyperbolical view of masculinity, however, leads him to be controlling and violent, abusing his wives and taking part in the murder of his adopted son. He is so scared of appearing weak, he at first doesn't object to the idea and eventually strikes the killing blow himself. The author also ensures that language is a major theme in the book. Published in 1958, Things Fall Apart stands apart from other works of contemporary literature, especially those that paint Africa in a negative light, often describing it as a silent or incomprehensible place. Achebe includes original Igbo words in the text, showing that their language too is so complex and nuanced that direct translations into English simply don't exist. Tradition is also directly tied to language. Many of the indigenous skills, such as farming, building, cooking, are all told in the native language. A shift to a more European way of communicating puts these traditional values and culture directly under threat. For a more detailed chapter-by-chapter breakdown of the book, a deeper analysis of the themes, as well as access to some fantastic visual aids, please check out our detailed study guide on the Studypool website.